Hey everyone! As you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to be talking about my plans for December daily this year. Now, I had a lot of ideas of what I wanted to do, and last year I worked in a pink paisley spiral bound, or I think it was just a bound book, and it got so thick. I don't even think, do I have it in here? I don't think I have it in here, but it got so thick that it literally was like this big. And I just didn't want to do that this year, so I wanted to try something smaller and try a different approach. So this year I ordered a traveler's notebook from the online shop called Growing Up Goddess. And I chose Alexis because she is in Florida, and I love to support Florida shops, local shops, any shops, but especially here in Florida because that's where I'm from, and I'd love to keep my money here in the state that I live in. So anyway, I ordered this and I spoke with Alexis, and I had this custom designed on the inside. Now I know what you're thinking, a custom design notebook sounds expensive, but actually it wasn't really at all, and I didn't really do a whole lot of customization inside the notebook itself. I'll just show you when I get there. So when you open the envelope, this is what you get. You get a cute little handmade gold and purple paper clip with her website and business card information. And you also get this super cute sampler that has weekend banners, hydration trackers, some little boxes here, and then some note banners, which I love because I'm all about the note. So, and then you get, you know, some information here. Now, like I said, I did speak to Alexis before I placed this order, and we decided to do a 15% off code for this video, and I will give you the website and the link in the description box below, but it is Skylar H15. You won't have to worry about remembering it because, like I said, I am going to leave it down below. So this is from her Christmas collection, and what I wanted was to have an open page for each day and a calendar on the inside. And like I said, Alexis does do custom notebooks. If you have an idea of what you want in mind, you just have to message her on Facebook, on her Growing Up Goddess Facebook page. So I'm going to open it up here. And like I said, this is from her Christmas line. So, you know, the cover is Christmas, and you've got the December 2016 cover right here. And then here's my month on 2 pages, my month at a glance. I wanted this because I wanted to keep track of some forward planning for the month, write down events that we've got going on. And then I just wanted one full spread for each day. So as you can tell, this book is pretty thick, so she put enough pages in here for me to have an open spread for each day and a couple extra pages for notes. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a little bit of decorating on this book while I've got you here. I'm just going to try to break it in here a little bit because, like I said, there are a lot of pages in here, so I just want to get it a little more flexible and make it so it's got a little more give. Now, I chose the ivory pages because I plan on using a lot of vintage themes. If you saw my last video, you know that I picked up some vintage Christmas ephemera from the Saturday morning vintage shop over at the Paper Seahorse. Because I just love that feel this year. I'm loving the vintage feel, so that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the vintage vibe. So like I said, I'm just going to decorate this really quickly with you. I've got some ideas of what I want to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them down on the paper while I've got you. I'm going to put this on fast forward, and maybe then I'll come back at the end of decorating and we'll discuss what I've done a little bit. Alright guys, hang in there. Alright, so what I've got here is I just pulled out a tiny little brown ink pad because this paper is white and the cover is white background and the paper inside is ivory. I need to kind of dingy this up a little bit so that the white doesn't clash with some of the vintage ephemera that I'm going to be using. And I'm trying to not touch my desk while I do this because I realize that it shakes. But unfortunately, the way I have my tripod set up, I did try to fix it, and one of the 3 legs has to sit on my desk to help stabilize it. I've got the 2 legs that are sitting in the windowsill, and I've pushed them away from the desk so it doesn't shake as bad, but one of them has to sit on the desk, and so there is a little bit of shake. I do apologize. One day I will be a great YouTuber and buy a bunch of gear and get great lighting and a great tripod and get a filming camera just for that. But until then, you're going to have to kind of roll with the tide a little bit with me and not hate the video quality because I'm trying so hard to, you know, keep everybody coming back. Anyway, so what happened is I kind of played around with this a little bit and stuck some things down, and I shouldn't have, and I had to rip them back up, and so I had to, all the pieces were already stuck together, so I just pulled them up of what they were on before and stuck them down into this, so that I could use the same pieces without just demolishing those things, because I had an idea to use a separate insert, and I decided to switch it. But I love the way these clusters looked, and so I just peeled them off the old insert and put them into this one right here in the same exact way. So that's why you saw that they were already kind of put together. So I've just got these, like I said, these clusters that were already glued together and decided to put them in there. So, like I said, I'm using a Growing Up Goddess insert. She has her own website online. I will link it below. I'm sorry that I did not have this posted beforehand. We had some technical issues, and I was not able to get my insert until yesterday, I think it was. So I really wanted to have this put up before the weekend so you guys could go online and support her over the weekend, but it just did not work out that way. So what I'm doing is, like I said earlier before, I have a couple extra pages to play with, so I'm just using that new pen that I got at Whimsadoodle over the weekend. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, look in the videos before this of the Support Small Businesses video. You'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm just using that pen, the Sepia one, and I'm just writing down my cards list using an old vintage stamp that I got at the Paper Seahorse. And I'm going to draw out a grid for how I'm going to try to keep track of the cards that I want to send this year. And at first I'm going to try to do it by hand. And the ephemera that I have used on the pages before this made it all squiggly. And some people like that. I don't hate it, but I decided to grab a ruler and try to make this as straight as possible because I am going to be handwriting in here. I don't need it to go crazy. So I'm just using the ruler here. And I'm dividing this into two separate columns. You can't quite tell right now, but I am. I'm going to divide it in two columns so that I can use this entire page to keep track of my sent and received cards. Now, one side is just going to have name, and the other side is going to say family. And the reason that I do this is because I like to keep track of the families that I send cards to, so that when I label the addresses, I can just say to the Smith family or to the Morgan family, whatever. And then the name side, I can just keep track of if I'm sending it to a specific friend. Now, that doesn't happen a whole lot of time. It doesn't happen a lot, so I'm probably going to end up putting a label over this. I didn't really think about it, so we'll see how it goes. Just switching that insert for that pen over to my brush insert so that I can do a little bit of hand lettering, and I'm realizing that this brush tip is probably more meant for bigger spaces, not a finer space, so it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but I'm not going to cover it up because I'm trying to be humble and live with the mistakes that I make. I don't love it, but we'll deal with it. And I'm going to put some washi down to kind of simply decorate it. And like I said, I really like this insert a lot. The paper quality is good. I've been writing on it with a bunch of different pens and stamp inks, and I kind of played with it a little bit after I stopped filming this current video, and I wasn't seeing any real bleed through. And I know some people don't like it when the pages get kind of crinkly, but you can kind of see that the pages are crinkling up a little bit from the ephemera and the writing and stuff. I love that look. I love the feel of it. I love when pages feel and look worn. So yeah, I don't know what kind of paper that she uses. Alexis, I don't know what kind of paper she uses in these inserts, but I do like them. They feel very smooth and they handle the ink pretty well. So I'm really pleased with that. And her inserts are, they are comparable in price. What I like about it is that I could design this insert for what I had in mind. I knew I wanted to have an open layout like this right here for one single day, and I wanted to have the freedom to kind of make my own lists and not kind of follow everybody else's Christmas planners. And I knew I really wanted to have a calendar in the front, and she was able to go ahead and personalize this for me. Like I said before, you can message her on her Facebook and kind of talk about the kind of personalization that you want. From what I noticed, I think there was a $2 charge for personalization. From what I saw on her website, her inserts are usually $8, and she charged me $10 for the personalization. Didn't bother me at all. Doesn't bother me one little bit. I appreciated the fact that she took time out of her day to stop what she was doing with all of her other orders and take the time to personalize something and not just say, no, I'm way too busy. It's that crazy time of year. You're going to have to just deal with the options that I had. So thank you, Alexis. If you're watching this, I hope that you are. I really appreciate that you took the time out to customize this insert for me. So I'm going through all my vintage ephemera to try to make this cluster work, and you see I'm going to fiddle with it. I really want to get this ticket to work, but I feel like the red of that vintage label and the red of the ticket are just melting in with each other, so I'm constantly going back and trying to find a yellow gold piece or blue piece of ephemera to try to go in it. I just can't find it, so I just end up making it work. I'm just hand lettering out the word events because I want to keep track of the events that we have going on in the month of December. So I'm going to keep track of the things that we're doing on the calendar page, but I also want to list things out so when I come across things, I can hurry up and jot it down on this page, and I don't have to worry about losing it, or, you know, some things don't have Facebook events, so I can't get the reminder on my phone, and I just wanted a place to write it down. So, like I said, trying to make other pieces of ephemera work. It's just not working. This green just matched the other thing too much, so I end up just sticking with the ticket, even though I go through all of my ephemera to try to make it work, but in the end, the ticket stayed. And I liked this pointer finger, but I don't think that I'm going to have 2 pages of events, and I didn't want that pointer finger pointing to the other page if I ended up using that for something different. So it looked really good, and I really, really liked that look. But like I said, I didn't know if I was going to have 2 pages of events, so I decided to just leave it and put the ticket on there. So you can see when I was looking through my ephemera, I found this piece that said North Pole Store, and I thought that would be perfect for this gifts list page right here, because I'm going to be writing down all the things that we purchased for the kids or for family members or friends, so that I can keep track of how much that we're spending and what we're buying for who. And I just thought that worked really well. So I'm going to put that old label on there along with this peppermint piece of ephemera and stick it down on top of this washi right here. So you can kind of see what I mean, how the paper is crinkly and playing, and I love that look. So I'm going to start working on my calendar, and I'm going to pull these stickers out that I picked up from Michael's. And I don't do it on camera. I'm trying to fix the lighting because I'm noticing that it got a little dark, even though I guess you couldn't really tell in the video, but I was messing with the window to try to brighten it up in there. You can't, it's not in the video, but after I turned the camera off, I went in and wrote everything down. If you're not following me over on Instagram, follow me at Skylar Hand, the same handle as my YouTube. Everything that I have is by my first and last name. So go over there. I think later on I'm going to be doing like a quick flip through of the couple pages that I did today and the journaling that I've written in, because after I turned the camera on, I went ahead and stuck some pictures down and some journaling and hand lettering for this past weekend. I wanted to document Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, and we decorated a little bit on Sunday, so I wanted to and we went to a parade, and I wanted to document that that weekend, because it may not be Christmas or December yet, but those are that's a big holiday weekend. I feel like that's the kickoff to the holiday season, so I wanted to document it. And I had to do a voiceover for this video still, and I hadn't uploaded it yet, but I was still feeling really crafty, and I didn't want to walk away from the table just so I could film it. I wanted to stay in the moment and get it done, because Lord knows in my house when I'm ever going to find a moment to get that done. So I'm just sticking some of these Mambi stickers. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to be done after this. I'm going to flip through so you can see the pages, and that's it. Until next time, I'll catch you later. Bye.